Ancient scrolls that were buried in volcanic ash during the eruption of Mount Vesuvius are now being deciphered 2,000 years later, thanks in part to artificial intelligence.
Buried under centuries of dust and long-forgotten history, an ancient script has puzzled researchers for generations. No one knew what it meant or where it came from until now. In a bold new effort, scientists turned to artificial intelligence to decode the mystery. What the AI uncovered shocked even the most experienced experts. It didn't just translate symbols, it revealed something far more disturbing. Hidden in the script were chilling warnings, strange predictions, and references to events that hadn't yet happened. Could this be a prophecy, a curse, or something deeper, something we can't yet explain? One thing is clear. This isn't just a historic breakthrough. It's a haunting message from the ancient world that was never meant to surface. But now, thanks to advanced technology and powerful AI, a new chapter is beginning. One where long-lost voices from the past are finally being heard. Incredibly, today's AI can even detect tiny clues, like faint hand movements, damaged nails, or worn fingertips, left behind by the people who originally wrote these texts. Yet as we uncover more layers of the past, one unsettling thought remains. Are we simply discovering ancient truths, or are we disturbing something much more mysterious? Take, for example, one of the biggest unsolved puzzles in archaeology, the Indus Valley script. This mysterious writing comes from one of the most advanced civilizations of the ancient world. Over 4,000 years ago, the people of the Indus Valley flourished in areas that are now Pakistan and northwest India. They built cities like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa with incredible planning, grid-like streets, advanced drainage systems, and a bustling trade network. Yet despite all this progress, one critical part of their legacy remains unsolved: their written language. Archaeologists have uncovered thousands of artifacts, like seals, pottery, and clay tablets, engraved with strange symbols. These symbols likely stood for words or ideas, but most inscriptions are extremely short, just a few characters, leaving us with more riddles than answers. For decades, experts have tried to understand the Indus script. Some believe it's a full written language, others think it might have been a basic system for records or trade. But without a Rosetta Stone equivalent to guide translation, traditional decoding methods have failed to crack the mystery. Now, however, digital tools are beginning to reveal hidden patterns. Researchers have found repeated symbol combinations, suggesting a structure behind the writing, rules that hint at an organized system. Although full understanding is still a long way off, these discoveries suggest the Indus people may have used writing to manage trade, honor religious beliefs, or document social customs. Meanwhile, halfway across the globe, another ancient riddle is etched into the landscape: the Nazca lines. Stretched across the dry plains of southern Peru, the Nazca lines are massive designs carved straight into the desert. From the ground, they look like shallow grooves, but from above they form breathtaking shapes: animals, plants, and complex geometric patterns. Created sometime between 500 BC and 500 AD, these ancient geoglyphs have fascinated archaeologists, explorers, and curious travelers for generations. One of the most incredible aspects is their sheer scale. Hundreds of massive designs, some stretching for miles across the landscape. Iconic figures like the hummingbird, the spider, and the monkey are just a few examples. As for why they were made, that remains a topic of ongoing debate. Many experts believe the lines had religious or ceremonial importance. They may have been part of rituals meant to honor deities, perhaps to ask for rain or ensure a bountiful harvest. In the dry and unforgiving Nazca region, water was once incredibly scarce, making it all the more amazing that such enormous geoglyphs were created there. For a long time, our understanding of the Nazca lines came mainly from aerial surveys and old-fashioned fieldwork. But now, technology has taken center stage. Today, tools like drones and high-resolution imaging are helping researchers uncover shapes and patterns that had gone unnoticed for centuries. Some lines are so faint they're barely visible from the ground. But with modern tech, new figures are still being discovered. And with every new shape revealed, our admiration grows for the ancient people who created these massive works of art without modern tools or mapping systems. Near some of the lines, researchers have found signs of ritual offerings. evidence that these formations likely held deep spiritual significance. They may have been part of ceremonies meant to connect the Nazca people with their gods, giving us a glimpse into their religious beliefs and practices. Far above the Nazca Plains, in the icy heights of the Peruvian and Argentinian Andes, another ancient mystery was preserved in frozen silence: the ice mummies of the Andes. Among the most famous is the Ice Maiden, a young Inca girl discovered in near-perfect condition. Her body was so well preserved by the freezing mountain temperatures that even her hair, clothing, and internal organs remained intact. It was as though time had stood still. Her story is tied to a sacred Inca ritual known as capacocha, a ceremonial practice often carried out during times of great importance, such as natural disasters or royal milestones. As part of this ritual, children who were seen as physically perfect and spiritually pure were chosen for sacrifice. These ceremonies took place at the summits of high, remote mountains, harsh and difficult to reach even today. Alongside the mummified children, offerings like food, textiles, and figurines were placed, intended to honor the gods and secure their favor. Alongside the frozen Inca children, archaeologists have found figurines, fine textiles, and other valuable offerings. While the idea of child sacrifice can be deeply unsettling today, in Inca society, these rituals were viewed as sacred and essential, believed to help ensure the empire's prosperity or bring fertility to the land. Thanks to careful use of modern, non-invasive technologies like advanced imaging and light scanning, scientists can now study these delicate artifacts and remains in labs without causing them harm. One particularly revealing discovery came from analyzing the Ice Maiden's stomach contents, which provided a rare glimpse into the diet of high-status individuals in the Inca Empire. Her ornate clothing and intricate headdress also speak volumes about her role in the ceremony, likely a figure of great importance. These mountaintop sites, often called frozen altars, stand as haunting memorials to a culture that believed life and death were intimately tied to nature and the divine. Now, shifting from the icy heights of the Andes to the smoldering shadow of Mount Vesuvius, we find another ancient mystery: the Scrolls of Herculaneum. When Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD, it famously buried the Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum under a thick blanket of volcanic ash. While Pompeii often gets the spotlight, Herculaneum held a unique and extraordinary treasure: the Villa of the Papyri, a luxurious Roman estate believed to have housed hundreds, possibly thousands, of ancient scrolls. Unlike most papyrus texts, these scrolls were charred and carbonized by the intense heat of the eruption, turning them into fragile black cylinders. For centuries, scholars longed to read what was written inside, possibly lost works of Roman literature, philosophy, or science, but unrolling them would often destroy them. Early attempts to open the scrolls ended in disappointment. Many crumbled into dust the moment they were touched. It wasn't until recent decades that researchers began developing refined techniques, such as high-resolution scanning and virtual unwrapping, to peer inside these ancient texts without ever physically unrolling them. Thanks to non-invasive technology, scientists are now able to peek inside these fragile Herculaneum scrolls without physically unrolling them. One such method, advanced X-ray scanning combined with powerful data analysis, has been instrumental in detecting faint traces of ink hidden beneath layers of carbonized papyrus. So far, the portions that have been successfully read explore deep philosophical themes, such as pleasure, happiness, and scarcity. Many historians believe these texts may be connected to Philodemus, an Epicurean philosopher, or possibly other thinkers from the same era. Every new passage that's deciphered feels like a voice speaking across 2 millennia, a direct connection to ancient minds. It's a thrilling reminder that priceless knowledge often lies hidden in plain sight, waiting to be revived by the right technology and the right questions. Now let's journey from volcanic ruins to the icy peaks of the Alps, where another extraordinary discovery changed our understanding of ancient life. In 1991, 2 hikers exploring the Ötztal Alps, along the border of Austria and Italy, made a startling find: the frozen body of a man who had died over 5,000 years ago. He would later be nicknamed Ötzi, the Iceman. Ötzi's remains were astonishingly well preserved. His skin, organs, clothing, and even his last meals offered an incredibly detailed window into life during the Copper Age, something no other discovery had done before. His outfit was practical and suited for the harsh mountain climate. He wore a cloak, leggings, and shoes padded with grass for warmth. His gear included a copper axe, a flint knife, and an unfinished bow, tools that pointed to a man experienced in both farming and hunting, someone well-versed in survival. But Ötzi's story didn't end there. Intriguing clues soon emerged. Ötzi's story took a dramatic turn when scientists discovered he likely met a violent end. An arrowhead was found embedded in his shoulder, and he had a serious cut on his hand, signs that suggest he may have been attacked and fled into the mountains, ultimately dying from blood loss or exposure to the cold. Modern scanning techniques have offered even more insights. Imaging of his internal organs revealed details about his final meal, ibex meat and grains, and pointed to certain health issues, such as lactose intolerance. One especially intriguing detail: Ötzi had numerous tattoos, many of them located near joints affected by stress or injury. This has led researchers to believe they may have served as a form of prehistoric therapy or ritualistic body marking. Ötzi's tale resonates because it's deeply personal. He wasn't just a figure from the distant past. He was a real individual, living thousands of years before the pyramids were built. His body, preserved in glacial ice, offers a direct human connection to a world long gone. It's a powerful reminder that ancient stories still lie hidden beneath our feet, or in this case, frozen in time. Now let's return to Pompeii, the Roman city famously frozen in ash after the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. While Pompeii is often remembered for tragic remains and elegant frescoes, there's also a lighter, more relatable side to its history: ancient fast food. Among the city's discoveries are Thermopolia, ancient Roman street food stalls that once lined the busy roads. These lively eateries featured painted stone counters with built-in dolia, large earthenware jars used to serve hot, ready-to-eat meals. In a city where many people lived in small homes without kitchens, Thermopolia were a practical and popular choice for grabbing food on the go. The counters were often colorfully decorated, with paintings of animals or ingredients that hinted at what might be served: stews, salted fish, lentils, or spiced wine. One Thermopolium uncovered recently had a beautifully painted counter featuring a dog, poultry, and a sea nymph, giving us not just clues about the menu but a taste of the artistic flair of daily Roman life. Although modern contributions are more behind the scenes, advanced tools like precise ground mapping and short-range scanning are helping archaeologists locate new food stalls and analyze remnants of what was once inside the jars. Traces of ancient meals, still clinging to the insides of pots, continue to tell us about what people ate, how they lived, and how remarkably familiar some parts of ancient life still feel today. Careful analysis of the floors and surfaces surrounding Pompeii's ancient food stalls has uncovered everything from snail remnants to genetic markers of wine grapes. These small details help bring the past to life, painting a vivid picture of everyday Roman activity, people running errands, chatting with neighbors, and grabbing quick meals on the go, much like we do today. Now let's travel from ancient Rome to the jungles of Mesoamerica, where another remarkable civilization left behind its mark: the ancient Maya. While the Maya are known for their breathtaking cities filled with towering pyramids and ornate palaces, one of their greatest legacies is their writing system. Their glyphs, preserved on stone monuments, called stelae, painted pottery, and rare surviving bark paper books known as codices, are some of the most intricate ever created. These glyphs blended phonetic symbols with logographic elements, where a single symbol represents a word or idea, making them visually stunning but incredibly difficult to decipher for centuries. Early explorers and archaeologists were fascinated by the beautifully carved symbols, but had no idea how to read them. Over time, with the dedication of expert epigraphers, scholars began to unlock their secrets. The real breakthrough came in the mid-20th century, when researchers realized that many of the glyph blocks represented syllables, not just standalone words or letters. This discovery was the key to unlocking full phrases and stories. Suddenly, ancient voices began to speak again. Glyphs that once seemed like decorative art revealed accounts of battles, dynastic lineages, political treaties, and tribute systems, bringing Maya history into focus with stunning clarity. Today, researchers use digital tools and extensive databases to compare thousands of glyphs across different sites. These tools allow for quicker transcription and cross-referencing, speeding up the decoding process and revealing even more about this sophisticated civilization. The Maya didn't just record historical events, they captured their mythology, spiritual beliefs, and astronomical knowledge in beautifully detailed scripts. Whether carved above temple doorways or carefully inked onto folded codices, these glyphs offer a glimpse into a refined world where kings, gods, and the cosmos were deeply interconnected. Understanding Maya lineages has completely transformed how we view this ancient civilization. It's now clear that the Maya weren't just stargazers with beautifully crafted calendars. They were also a highly literate society that recorded everything from everyday life to sweeping cosmic cycles with remarkable precision. One of the most fascinating glimpses into ancient astronomical knowledge comes from a small but powerful artifact, the Nebra sky disk. Roughly the size of a dinner plate, this bronze disk, adorned with gold symbols representing the sun, moon, and stars, might be the oldest known visual map of the night sky. Discovered in Germany, it's believed to date back around 3,600 years, placing it squarely in the Bronze Age. The gold inlays are carefully arranged. A cluster of stars is thought to represent the Pleiades, while the curved arcs along the edges may mark seasonal horizons, helping track the rising and setting positions of the sun throughout the year. This level of astronomical knowledge suggests that Bronze Age people were far more in tune with celestial cycles than once believed. The disk could have been used to plan planting or harvest times, or it may have served a spiritual purpose, symbolizing the harmony of the cosmos or acting as a sacred calendar. Archaeologists also uncovered bronze swords and jewelry nearby, pointing to the likelihood that the disk was ritually buried as an offering. Although some experts initially questioned whether the disk was genuinely from the Bronze Age, thorough analysis of the corrosion patterns and soil composition confirmed its authentic ancient origin. Specialized imaging techniques now allow researchers to examine the disk in stunning detail. Close-up scans reveal how the gold elements were attached and show signs of design changes over time, indicating that the disk evolved, possibly to reflect shifting beliefs or observations. As a rare artifact that blends art, religion, and astronomy, the Nebra sky disk offers a powerful connection to our ancestors' fascination with the heavens. It bridges the ancient and the modern, linking mythical views of the stars with the same sense of wonder and curiosity that continues to drive our exploration of space today. When we think of gladiators, we often picture the grandeur of Rome or massive arenas like the Colosseum. But the reach of the Roman Empire extended far beyond Italy, and so did its appetite for dramatic, action-packed entertainment. Near the ancient city of Carnuntum in modern-day Austria, archaeologists made a surprising discovery: the remains of a gladiator training school, known as a ludus. This find revealed that gladiators weren't just a Roman spectacle, they were also highly valued on the empire's distant frontiers. Gladiator training grounds included sleeping quarters, courtyards, and specialized practice areas. These details reveal a strict, military-style routine. Gladiators weren't just entertainers, they were elite fighters trained in specific combat styles, living under rules and hierarchy. Artifacts like tools, gear, and personal items help bring their daily lives into focus. The Austrian ludus at Carnuntum also shows how Roman entertainment culture spread far beyond Rome, as local elites hosted games to show off power and Roman identity. Shifting from the arena to the sea, we meet the Viking longship, sleek, fast vessels built for exploration and conquest. Vikings traveled as far as Russia, Britain, and even North America. Their ship design allowed sailing across both oceans and rivers, while elite burials with ships reveal much about their way of life. Each discovery offers new clues about this bold, far-traveling culture. Among King Tut's treasures, one object stands out: a meteorite-forged iron dagger. In ancient Egypt, iron was rare, especially from space. With gold and intricate design, this blade symbolized divine power. Modern analysis confirmed its celestial origin, connecting the young pharaoh to the gods. Legends told of Dwarka, Lord Krishna's sunken city. Long considered myth, underwater ruins off modern Dwarka show stone structures, pottery, and anchors, suggesting a real coastal settlement. Ongoing research blends history and myth into one compelling mystery. Pompeii's graffiti brings ancient Rome to life. Love notes, jokes, and insults etched on walls. These messages, recovered through modern imaging, show the city's personal side, playful, political, and full of life. Celadus, the Thracian gladiator, is the heartthrob of all the girls, reads one line, proof that even 2,000 years ago people left their mark. The Giza pyramids still impress with their scale and mystery. The Great Pyramid of Khufu, built 4,500 years ago, held the title of tallest structure for millennia. While modern scans hint at hidden chambers, the real marvel is how ancient Egyptians achieved such feats of engineering and spiritual symbolism. In England, the Sutton Hoo ship burial changed how we see early medieval Europe.
Though the wooden ship decayed, its shape remained, pointing to a royal burial, likely King Redwald. Artifacts revealed global trade ties and a rich culture blending pagan and Christian beliefs. Sutton Hoo redefined the 7th century. In 1947, a shepherd near the Dead Sea discovered the Dead Sea Scrolls, biblical texts dating from the 3rd century BC to the 1st century AD. Preserved by dry desert air, they include scripture, laws, and visions of apocalyptic war. Modern tools have uncovered faded lines, revealing the beliefs and struggles of ancient Jewish communities. Discovered in Central Asia, the Oxus treasure contains 180 gold and silver items, bracelets, plaques, and coins from the Achaemenid Persian Empire. Blending Greek, Persian, and Central Asian styles, these artifacts highlight trade, artistry, and cultural fusion along the ancient Silk Road. The Siberian unicorn wasn't fantasy, it was real. Elasmotherium sibericum was a massive one-horned Ice Age rhino. Once thought extinct 100,000 years ago, a skull found in Kazakhstan proved it lived just 29,000 years ago, alongside humans. Its survival challenges our view of prehistoric megafauna and the origins of mythical beasts.